Yo ninjas and Kaio, welcome to this new series of daily videos to level up your power moves. I will upload one video per day from December 1st until December 24th. In each video I'm gonna show you some exercises or a little combo to improve your power move. We're gonna start easy in the first episodes so you can still follow them if you are a beginner as well, and we are gonna increase the level step by step. The goal of this 24 video program is to improve your power move control and create new combos and opportunities with the power moves you have. Beside this program, I'm also gonna post daily on Patreon from December 1st to December 24th. In my daily Patreon videos, I'm gonna focus on how to be more creative with the power moves you have and with the combos that I'm teaching in these tutorials. So make sure to join my Patreon, link in the description, and let's start! In this tutorial, I'm going to explain you the slow motion flare. This could be a very good exercise to improve your flare control, but also how to learn the flare. If you cannot do flares, you should at least be able to hold an L sit for at least 10 seconds and a tuck planche for at least 10 seconds. The L sit is this position here. 10 seconds. If you can do variations of it, like doing this or lifting up one leg more, like this, it would be even better. The tuck planche is this position here. 10 seconds like this. The L sit will give you enough strength to hold the front part of the flare. The tuck planche will give you enough strength to hold the back part of the flare. If you're very strong and flexible and you can do a V-sit or a planche, a full planche, this slow motion flare would be very easy for you. If you can already do flares instead and you still want to learn this slow motion flare, I also recommend learning the L sit and the tuck planche first if you don't know how to do them. If you already know how to do them, this flare, I think it should be easy. A very important tip, start practicing it with a slippery floor, with socks or with slippery shoes. If you're not able to slide like this with your feet on the floor, it's gonna be very challenging. Because since this flare is gonna be slow, it's gonna be very hard to make it high. And when you make the flare low, you're gonna slide with your feet on the floor. In order to slide and to not hurt your feet, make sure you wear extra socks maybe, or maybe you can wear elbow pads or knee pads on your shoe, or maybe just soft shoes, but they should be slippery. So really make sure to wear something slippery on your feet. And the floor should be slippery as well. So I kinda explained this flare already in my flare follow along tutorial. The steps are gonna be the same. If you already seen the flare follow along tutorial, you can just repeat these steps actually. If you haven't seen my flare follow along tutorial, I'm gonna repeat the steps briefly, but you can still check the flare follow along tutorial and practice with it. I think it's gonna be useful for you. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So, we're gonna start from here. If you spin clockwise like me, in this direction, we are gonna start with the right hand on the floor, like this. If you want, you can even start with your knee on the floor. In this position here, right hand on the floor, facing the right side. So from here or from here. You have to kick and slide forward. So exactly like a normal flare, like this. Slide forward. And here you lean the left hand on the floor. Here, to make it slow, you really have to control the legs and lift them up, reaching an L sit with your legs wide, okay? And also with your legs a little bit higher than a normal L sit. So that's why I told you before, if you can already do a V-sit, this flare is gonna be pretty easy. Because this L sit here with your legs wide, since your feet are here and not here, it's almost more like a V-sit, almost. It's kind of like a mix between an L sit and a V-sit. The V-sit is this one here. These exercises, V-sit, L-sit, are gonna give you enough strength to do this movement. If you cannot do them, just work on them first. If you are strong enough, but you cannot do this movement yet, maybe it could mean that you're not flexible enough. So to check your flexibility, you can try the pancake. Just open your legs like this, touch your feet, and try to go forward. If your stretching level is at least like this, so you can touch and grab your feet comfortably, and you can a little bit go forward, this is enough for a flare. If you can open your legs even wider and go deeper, it's even better. But you don't really need it so much for the flare. Of course, the more flexible you are, the easiest it will be, but it's not really necessary to be very flexible. I show you from the side. As you can see, my legs right now are not so wide. So you can be kind of like this, kind of like a little bit more than 180 degree. Grab your feet, try to straighten your back. If you cannot straighten it, you can even bend it a little bit like this, but try to not bend it too much. So try to make it a little bit straight and try to go a little forward in this way. If you can do it, you are okay for this flare. If you cannot do it or it really hurts, work on stretching first before even attempting this flare. The flare is a very challenging move for your strength, but also for your flexibility. So before start practicing it, make sure you are strong enough and you are flexible enough to do it. Because otherwise, if you are not, you're just gonna waste your time and keep practicing without reaching your goal. So instead of practicing the flare, if you're not strong or flexible enough, work on your strength and your flexibility first. Then when you feel ready, when you feel like you're strong enough, you can hold an L-sit, you can do some L-sit variations, you can do a tuck planche, you can do the pancake stretch. When you can do all of this properly, come back and practice the flare, especially this slow motion flare. If you don't have these prerequisites, don't even start practicing the flare. Maybe you will still be able to do it, but it's gonna be hard and maybe your flare will look a little bit sloppy or not so clean, not so wide. So there is a very big risk that you just waste your time. It's better mastering the basics first. Once you got them, you will be sure that if you practice the flare, you will be able to do it. So again, from here, we're gonna slide forward, not that fast because this is slow motion, as we say. So from here, slide, lean your hand on the floor here, keep turning your legs, V-sit or L-sit, then the left leg goes down like this, and it slides in this way. When it slides, you have to move the weight of your body towards the left arm in this way. And at the same time, lift the right arm up and put it forward like this. And keep turning. You can lift up your hips, so don't stay here because it's gonna be very challenging to keep spinning here, but lift it up in this way and try to keep spinning like this. It's gonna be a little challenging. If it's hard to keep spinning backwards, you really have to push with your shoulder. Imagine like you are pushing the floor away from you. If you try to push the floor away from you, especially with the left arm, so from here, really push the floor down. Imagine to push the floor down, not bending your arms, but it's all about the shoulders. Really doing this, pushing away the floor. If you cannot do it, maybe it means that you should improve your tuck planche first, or maybe learn some variations with the tuck planche. From here, lift yourself up, lift your hips up, and with the left arm, push the floor away. And you can help yourself with the right. So from here, push away. And at the same time, lift yourself up. Try to do a circle with your hips. So with your hips, you're doing this, and with your arms, you're doing this. Let's do one round slowly. How to go from the first round to the second round. I see a lot of people doing the flare and waiting too long on the left arm. So they are here and they keep spinning, but they don't lean this hand on the floor. They wait too long here. And maybe they lean it, but a little bit too late. And in this way, if you are only using one arm, it's very hard to push yourself up and to enter the second round. So if you want to get higher with your hips, really use both of your hands and push with both of them. So at first you're pushing more with the left, but as soon as you lean the right one, you're pushing with both. And from here, you just have to do this. Lean the right hand on the floor, keep turning, try to maintain this leg up, and from here just switch legs like this. And from here you move the weight towards the right arm and you slide forward. And you can lean the left hand back and you go back to the starting point. So if the back part of your flare is very low or it's a little bit ugly, just practice this exercise. Just start from here, from the side. It's very important that you don't point your feet like this, because if you point your foot like this, you're gonna push too much with your foot. Instead, you don't want to help yourself too much by pushing in this way. But if you lean the side of your foot on the floor like this, or the dorsal of your foot, you're not going to be able to push too much. And also, it's going to be easier to learn how to do a flare, slide on the floor, and then go up to a 90. You don't want to stop in a flare like this, pointing your foot, and then going up like this. But if you are really trying to learn the flare properly, don't point the feet on the floor anymore. Just use the dorsal of your foot. And as I said before, make sure you're wearing something slippery on your feet. Use also soft socks, maybe. Make sure to have a slippery floor as well. So one more time from the back, from here, place the right hand on the floor, keep sliding a little bit, and push. And enter the second round. Keep ending like this. Practice this exercise a lot. It should feel very comfortable for you. So at this point, if you already know how to enter the second round, you should be able to learn multiple rounds. If you can do the first round properly and enter the second round properly, then the second round will be easy. So step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, lift yourself up like this, 5, and 6. And you enter again. So at first you can stop in each position, exactly like I did now. You don't have to do it continuously. You can stop in different positions or freezes. For the windmill it's the same. At first you can split the windmill into freezes. For the flare it's exactly the same. So I'll show you from the windmill again. The windmill you can split it in this way. Saddle freeze, side freeze, shoulder, back, shoulder, side freeze, and so on. If you learn the windmill in this way, like splitting the windmill into freezes, you will have a very good control. Same thing for the flare. If you split the flare in different positions and freezes, even if you're touching with your feet on the floor, doesn't matter, then your flare control will be very high. After you learn it by splitting the movement into positions or freezes, try with time and with passions to make it a little bit smoother and try to stop less in each position. You can still stop, but try to not stop for too long. It will come with time and practice. It's not that easy. To get more creative with this combo and with your power moves, join my Patreon link in the description. As I said in the beginning, we are going to increase the level step by step. If you want to follow this program and try these combos, maybe you can try to post your videos and tag me on my Instagram at Kaio so I can check your progress about these combos and exercises, and I will share your posts on my Instagram story. Doesn't matter if you do it fast, you can do it slowly. See you tomorrow with a new combo and new exercises. Yo ninjas!